was exciting, wasn't it? Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the volcanoes. You had to have a four-wheel drive and a strong disposition. So, where are we?
We're in the second largest city in Iceland, and it's called Akureyri.
Well,
Akureyri.
Akureyri. Well, they seem to,
Akureyri.
they seem to pronounce everything with their mouth
You
full.
can get a boat and go whale watching from here. You can do all sorts of things here. And we are by Mo's food truck. And we're going to follow Lawrence's instructions to take us around the settlers area. Is that right?
That's right. Well, the early settlers.
But this way.
Yeah. The capital of the north, that's it. Akureyri, if that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, it's another town that was settled in the 9th century, this time by somebody called Helgi the Slim. I'm assuming it was a man, a skinny one at that. I'm not surprised, considering it's a bit chilly out here and herring is a bit boring. So anyway, he was the first guy to stay in the area, and it's not until the 17th century, though, that things really get exciting. It was used as a seasonal base for Danish traders who sensibly only came during the summertime. By 1778, though, its population had grown to 12. And then, 100 years later, approximately, by 1862, it had really began to flourish as an agricultural centre. But that sort of went off, and now it's fishing and folk dancing. Yeah. And oh yes, reading. It's got one of the largest libraries in Iceland, and it's home of a children's writer, a guy called John Svensson, who I believe was mayor as well, actually, and a poet, David Stephenson. Something like that. And it has an art museum and a beer bath spa, which is good for the skin, I suppose, unless you drink it, where you kind of get a bit blotchy and fat, the like. And they won't call you Helgi the Skinny, they'll call you Helgi the Fat Drunk. And here we are at one of the many waterfalls. This is the Godafoss. I think that's how you say it. One of these days I'll learn how to pronounce these words. Anyway, it's so named because the law speaker, if you remember him from the previous video, well, he threw his pagan idols into it as Iceland's symbolic acceptance of Christianity. Iceland became rich from geothermal energy, and it gets most, if not all, its electricity from this. But you don't see that many electric cars. I would have assumed that that would have been a thing here, but apparently not. But because of this free electricity, there's a major aluminium smelter in operation, which I understand was quite controversial, but the amount of money it brings in is a considerable percentage of the GDP. And as you can see, living here is not exactly what you would call easy. It's the sort of place you go to in order to train to live on Mars. Because this is the unseen capital of the unseen people who are much better than us. They're richer. Yeah, they've got conference halls and banquet halls and what have you, all in the rocks.
They like dark matter. You know,
Yeah.
you know they're there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, more or less. Right, this is where Odin's horse skidded to a halt, and that's why it caused this horseshoe-shaped canyon. That sounds as good an explanation as any. And apparently anything can happen here, especially at night. So what's it called, this place?
something like Aspergigi.
Oh, that's right, Asperger's Canyon. Aspergigi.
Yeah.
Aspergi. Because we're in, was it treeless Iceland?
Yes, I was thinking this must have been what it was like when they first came.
Yeah. Yes, the place was full of trees when the Vikings first arrived, and they slowly chopped them down for firewood and also to clear things so that they could plant crops and the like. And then they discovered that the trees just weren't growing back and their livestock were eating them. And of course, as their resources grew less and less, they got into more and more disputes. And the great Iceland Commonwealth fell apart into civil war. And there was a huge battle of about 1,500 of them went at each other, and 70 of them got killed, and a few got severely damaged. And it was then decided that they needed a king, the King of Norway, who then took over as the man who would resolve all disputes, which basically meant giving all the best land to his personal friends and the like, which didn't go down too well. And here we are at the end of the road here, by the looks.
Life. You're gonna hear this word a lot when you're here. These systems define life on the island. Rain, wind, sleet, hail, and snow in a variety of configurations. Low pressure systems make Iceland, Iceland. The worst conditions are called aftakaveður, literally execution weather. Roofs blow off, boats sink in the harbor, and hundreds of cars get stuck. In this episode, I'm going to tell you about what it's like to live with some of the stormiest and most unpredictable weather in the world. Icelanders have been battling the elements for over